Welcome to Dallas, the home of the killers. Welcome to Dallas, the sharks and gorillas, the girls, they going harder than Hola, ¿cómo estás? It's Poofy Man back again with another episode of the Poofy Man podcast. Welcome back, motherfuckers, welcome back. Man, oh man. This just feels like it's been a long time, you know what I'm saying? Missed y'all. Even though I put something out like yesterday. But it doesn't matter. That's not what's important. What's important today is this video I'm about to show you. Check it out.
So I am on my lunch break. It is, 11:30 or something like that. And I just finished a 3-hour class. We have what's called block, and block is where first and second periods are combined for subjects that need it. And so I literally broke down in the middle of class because I'm teaching seniors. These kids are leaving high school and going to college, hopefully, after they finish. We had 2 paragraphs to read, 1 sentence complete to write. I gave them the sentence stems. I basically completed the sentence for them in the model. These are 17 and 18-year-old kids, and they couldn't fill in 4 words.
Man, I'll tell you. So, you're not going to like I don't know if y'all saw it the way I did. Because I didn't initially either. At first I saw this and I said to probably what you said to yourself, which was like, man, like, whew, like that's riveting. Like, that really moves my spirit, you know? Like, these poor kids. Like, what are we going to do about that? Like, God, what needs to happen? And then, talking to myself in my head, I found myself deducing back to, like, my impulse of finding some solution in my car while I'm driving. Of course, as I got closer to the solution, I also found myself getting more and more enraged, okay? And there's a reason. And the reason is, lest we forget that, you know, is this really surprising? Is it really surprising? Remember that in 2019 we decided that we were gonna, you know, just shut the whole world down. Remember that? And teachers, especially in Texas, all the teachers union across the board, including this man here who is a longtime educator apparently in Houston, they all agreed that the best thing to do was to, like, philosophically and practically, logistically, make learning an optional pursuit now. It's optional, okay? And of course, like, it's a long time ago, but when I hearken back to being 17, 18 years old, I go, fuck me. If school was optional at that age as a senior or a junior even, like, there's not a chance on fucking God's green earth that I would opt into showing up for class. I'm sorry. Like, that's just never going to happen. I also know that, at least in my time, I categorically represent 99% of the student body at my school, for sure. And I'm sure at yours, too. So why would we assume that that these kids today would choose any different had they had an option, which they did, kind of. It's actually a semi-option because there wasn't even school to go to, okay? And I understand maybe initially, right? Like, we're not quite sure what's going on with the coronavirus and people are dying everywhere and everyone's, you know, pushing all this, like, scary stuff. It was like fucking 28 days later out there for the first couple weeks. I get it. I get that. I'll give you that. I'll even give you the first 4 months, 3 months, whatever. Look, after about 3 months, if your brain wasn't going like, listen, what are we going to do about these kids who are losing this critical period of learning, of absorbing information. This is the stage in their lives when absorbing and retaining information is the highest. It's also the most critical stage in your life because even if you don't retain everything, the short move from senior level whatever to freshman in college or sophomore in college beyond, right, to actually finding a place in the world where you can make a real life for yourself is very, very short, right? So even if you forget your fucking Algebra 2 stuff like I have, that's okay because I needed it when I learned it. It wasn't a very long time between the next time I was going to need it and I could recall it. Beyond that, beyond 10 years, it doesn't matter. All I'm saying is I'm not sure exactly what this man thought would happen other than kids not being able to fucking read and having a 0% comprehension on basic literacy exercises. I mean, he's literally crying, and the worst of all is that if you think that this man happens to be like a bystander watching this unfold around him, and then like has he been sheltering in place the whole time? Like, bro, it's been over for 3 years or 4 years. Like, come on out. It's like was he in a coma? What happened? Like, did he miss the fucking memo? Have you not already been seeing this? You're in multiple, posts since this originally was posted, the video you just saw, in posts that had come afterwards, in the week afterwards, or a couple days after, he was fielding some mixed reviews on it, and he decided he was going to list in a post, maybe I can find it, I'll post it if I can, list the litany, rattle off a bunch of accreditations he had as an educator, just so you knew that he knows what he's talking about, and he knows what he's seeing is bad, right? It's like with all of those accreditations that you do have, all these, licenses and, positions you've held and all this stuff for this long, I can't help but go, you must have been on the ground floor, voting affirmatively on locking kids out of school for 4 years straight, or for at least 2 solid years in Texas. 2 solid years. Kids were expected to learn from a teacher who was yachting, who was on vacay, like, indefinitely. You know what I mean? Through Zoom or whatever the fuck. And it's like, I'm supposed to feel bad for this guy because he's now witnessing and having to live with the consequences of his decision. Like, why are you, and then he decides to post a weepy video as if we're all supposed to forget the fact that he was one of the culprits that kept people out of school and out of the education system, relegating parents to becoming teachers and parents and workers all at the same time. And we're supposed to commiserate with this guy because of a bad outcome based off decisions that he either made himself, or was consented to, And so immediately I realized all of that stuff after talking myself down into it. And I'm just going to say, man, like, it is so fucked up, man, because there wasn't one. Here's why. I understand, initially, I understand what the concern was. But, all I really saw at some point, like, pretty, within weeks of them shutting down school, or maybe the first couple months, maybe, by then for sure, I said, man, I wish I was a fucking teacher right now. I wish I was a teacher. This is a golden opportunity to step up and be a hero, all you'd have to do, right, if you didn't agree with it, is just share a Zoom message out to, you know, a mass message out to all your students and let them know that despite the fact that we can't have regular class, I'm going to hold an in-person class outside in Clyde Warren Park at our regular class time. Okay, I'll be on Zoom too in case you don't have to come, but for the rest of the semester, I'm going to be holding class in person for anybody who wants to learn. Okay, anybody that wants physical learning, like, you know, in-person learning. And I don't care if nobody came. You do realize that you would be the only one with enough courage and enough conviction for your job, which is not a minor one. Unfortunately, the pay doesn't always match that, but lest we forget, you're also only working part-time, essentially. You get 3 months off every year. So it also is reflected in your pay. Anyways, I just found this to be one of those groveling, like, you know, pussy-ass videos. And basically just a video that was supposed to expunge this man. It was think about how long it took to make the video itself. How many times he had to muster up tears for this. Just give me a fucking break, man. You're on the hook. Forget about it. It's your decision. Not the kids, not ours, not your mom's, not anybody else's. You and your colleagues in the fucking superintendent's office. So fuck you. Anyways, this is Poofy Man signing out. Until next time.
Welcome to Dallas, sharks, gorillas, the girls, they going harder than. Welcome to Dallas, we lost some legends. Welcome to Dallas, what hood you rep.